Um, yeah, today I did get pretty sunburnt, as you can tell by my shoulders and face. Yeah, uh, definitely should have put on more sunscreen, but pretty much to start off, life has its ups and its downs, and it can be hard a lot of the times, but a lot of the ways people start to enjoy their life more, you may be missing out on the best parts of life to do so. And one of the most impactful things you can do to start enjoying life more is to experience new things by going out of your comfort zone. I think a lot of people don't know what to do when they're alone and to themselves, and will resort to either, bad habits or sticking to the same old routines or hobbies that they have because they don't know what else to do with themselves. And while this isn't necessarily a bad thing, when you look back at your life and your past having done the same thing over and over again, you forget the uniqueness of each day of your life because your days basically become a blur because of how similar they are. And as humans, we forget pretty much like 95% of our life. Like, obviously, we're going to remember specific memories if they're ever brought up again, or specific times in our life that made us feel certain ways for the first time. But if you were to be very specific about certain things in your life, you would not really be able to recall them as well as you would if you made alternative or added more spontaneity into your life. And to give an example, let's just say you have like a various activity you like to do, such as watching TV or just doing an activity after you're done with your work for the day. And let's just say you've eaten dinner. Let's just say you've eaten dinner, you've watched and you're watching this show, right? And like you spend months watching this show. Obviously, you're going to remember you watching that show, but you're not going to remember like any specific moments of you watching that show. Like, you're not going to remember which day you watched this episode. And so pretty much, while you're going to remember that was part of your routine, you're not going to remember anything unique about the day that you watched that show. And it doesn't have to be a show. It could be pretty much any habit that you do. But each time you watch the show or do this activity, it won't stand out differently compared to having some sort of uniqueness in your life. And it's okay to have a routine. I think it's really good to have a routine, but it's also good to know when to use your free time. A lot of people, when they have free time, they'll do the same stuff and they'll, want to be lazy, lay in bed. That's fine. But if you want to really start enjoying your life more and feel like your free time has more meaning and you get more experience out of it, you should start looking into trying new things. And this could be as simple as going to a completely new restaurant to eat at, or you could go to a new place you could walk around and just look at and experience, or just do an activity that you've never done before. So a lot of people that I've noticed just throughout my life, they only want to do activities and experience new things if it's with somebody else. And I think the reason is a lot of people are afraid to try things on their own, but when they have other individuals there or someone that they know, like that's like really close to them there, they feel more comfortable trying these new things out or experiencing something new. And that totally makes sense. But when you're older, the people around you are going to have to start focusing more on themselves, is one thing I've noticed, and so are you. And you gradually start to pull away from, not pull away, but you kind of become more separate from your friends. You become just more independent as you get older. And while I do hang out with my friends fairly often when I'm able to, I think a lot of the things that I wanted to do when I was younger, that I wanted to experience, I never really did because my friends either A, weren't available to do that thing, or B, just didn't want to do it. And if either of those two things happen, usually most people will not go out and experience that thing by themselves. So it can be something like a concert. If people don't want to go to a concert, or they're just not available, that doesn't mean that you yourself shouldn't go to that concert if you really want to. So, for example, I really like hiking. I personally go on hikes with my friends. We do a lot of new activities like that. And that's good. If you have a group of friends or someone else that you can go do new activities with, that's great. And that's how you will find happiness and be proud of yourself, is experiencing new things, conquering new things, having new goals. But if you're somebody that is more alone and independent and you want to try out new things, something I did today for the first time was I rode a jet ski by myself. I am by the beach, and I thought, hey, like, I'm only going to be here for a few days, so why not do some of the things that they actually have here? And so I rode a jet ski for the first time. It was really fun. It was probably the most fun I've had this year so far. And I was doing that all by myself. And I didn't care if I had people around me, or I didn't care that I felt quote unquote alone. And it just was so freeing. It's so freeing to be able to get out and do something. And whether you want to go travel or do something more local, it doesn't matter. I think whatever experience that you want to have, whatever new activity, new place you want to go to, you should just do it, regardless if you can get people to come with you or not. Life is about creating memories, and staying at home or not taking advantage of the time you have to go out and experience stuff will leave you regretting certain things in your life. Like, if you look back on your life, do you want to look back on, oh, I spent my free time laying in bed, scrolling on Reels, TikTok, just AI slop that is going around nowadays? Or would you want to spend your free time actually living and experiencing new things? Now, I know not everybody is the most financially set, so it could be harder for some people to, really have the free time to experience new things and really find a newfound sort of happiness or peace in your life. But even if you have like a little bit of extra time or like a little bit of extra money, you should really go out and do something that is different for you and that you think that you would enjoy. Like, I've never done jet skiing before. I really enjoyed jet skiing. Was it expensive? Yes, for the hour I did it. But was it worth it? Yes, because I'll remember doing it for the rest of my life, because that was something that I took the time and spent doing, and that was something that really changed my day. I go to the beach. Whenever I'm down at the beach, I'll go to the beach every day. Whenever I go to the beach, it becomes blurry. So, like, I know that I go surfing at the beach. I know that I like to hang out and just sit in the chair and just kind of relax at the beach. But you don't really like remember any specific moments where you did that. You just remember, hey, I've done that before. But when you actually go out and try new things, you actually remember that specific moment in your brain, the 5% where that you can actually remember specifically, and not the other 95% that's all a blur, or you just kind of remember that that was part of your routine at one point. And I think the main thing I'm trying to address in this video is just to, don't let people stop you from having fun and creating meaningful life experiences for yourself. If people around you do not want to go or aren't willing to do the things that you want to do to, for you to find happiness, then you should do those things yourself. And just go anyways, regardless of who you have with you, as I said earlier. But basically, the main thing is just get out of bed, make the most of your life and the time that you have away from work to go just experience life. And you only die once, but you should be living the most or as much as you can every day. I hope this video helped you guys out, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.